Welcome to The Proposal, where we talk about all things engagement. So subscribe if you love love or are getting engaged. In this video, we're going to cover the Pave style diamond ring. A Pave setting is a type of engagement ring setting in which the band of the ring is lined with small diamonds. These diamonds are held in place by metal prongs or beads, and these prongs create the appearance of a line of continuous small diamonds. While the diamonds are small, there is still a range of how small diamonds you can use for these rings, and that will greatly affect the look of the ring itself. The smaller the diamonds, the bigger the center stone of the engagement or diamond ring looks. The outcome of this can be a very luxurious and delicate or light feel to the ring. But as with all design choices, this comes with some pros and some cons. There are two big advantages to Pave style rings. First, for a diamond to look really expensive, it is most important that the center diamond look as big as possible. So if the center stone is set next to many smaller diamonds by comparison, the center diamond will be perceived as being much larger. So Pave rings really make the center diamond look really big, even bigger than hopefully you were planning it to look. The next huge advantage of Pave style rings is that they call a lot of attention to the ring because it has much more sparkle to the entirety of the ring overall. See, when choosing a ring style, you have to often choose between whether you want to call attention to the center diamond or the ring itself. And most ring designs call attention to the ring, but by doing so, they make the band wider, and by comparison, the center stone, as I just mentioned, will not appear as big. But Pave rings still can use small center diamonds, so it makes the band of the ring look luxurious and might even call attention to the ring itself, but still the center stone will appear as big as possible while still having a small ring. So you will have a flashy ring without much compromising too much of the focus on the center stone, is the point I'm trying to make. Another advantage of the Pave style is you can still incorporate this style with other design choices in your ring, like halo rings, vintage elements, or tension designs. So if you want a fancy ring, you can still take it even further than just having Pave style to it. Another great thing is that since not a lot of metal is showing on the ring because the diamonds are more capturing the attention, the tarnish of the ring metal is not likely to be that big of an issue, and so maintenance costs possibly will be less too. Because if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that most of the metals kind of tarnish and scratch and lose their luster over time. But with a Pave ring, since you're not focusing so much on the metal, that's not as big of a problem. In fact, it's so little of a problem, it will likely stay very brilliant with lots of sparkle as long as you make sure to keep the ring clean from time to time. Before we go on to the disadvantages of Pave ring styles, if you're going to buy a ring, make sure you get it from one of the online stores that I have linked to below this video, as it will save you hundreds to thousands. And if you want to know more on that, watch all my videos on buying rings and diamonds so you don't get ripped off. Also, I have playlists at the end of this video that give you the best proposal ideas and tips, so watch those at the end as well if you're interested in that. So to explain the disadvantages of a Pave, you should probably at least know what a channel set looks like. Normally people like the aesthetics of the Pave set more than the channel, and it allows more light into the diamonds so they sparkle more than a channel set. But there are some disadvantages over the channel set style as well. The Pave style leaves the band of the ring a little bit weaker than the channel set style of a ring. And it's especially weaker than just pure metal in a ring style and having no diamonds around it. Because of this, the metal of the band of the ring is more likely to bend and break. And this actually happens a lot more than you would think. In fact, it happened to my wife's ring because her ring started to bend and fractured close to some of those Pave stones. So when there's bending of the ring, it is more likely to break, and when it breaks, it's also more likely to lose some of those side diamonds. All of this happened to my wife's ring. It bent, broke, and then she lost one of the diamonds because it came loose. So the smaller the band, like a band with a Pave style ring, is more likely for this to happen. And so if you're a person that likes to work out or do lots of manual labor with your ring on, then you probably want to stay away from a Pave style, especially a very small thin band Pave style, because it's more likely to bend and break. Like I said, it happened to my wife's ring where it bent and it eventually cracked and we lost one of the side diamonds. But the good thing is those diamonds are kind of actually inexpensive in comparison to the costly center diamond, which is more costly because it's certified. And if you want to know more about certified diamonds, I have other videos on that. The next possible downside is resizing rings with a Pave style setting can also have some limitations. Resizing isn't too big of an issue unless the Pave diamonds go all the way around the ring. Then resizing becomes a big issue and can be quite expensive because any adjustment to the ring when the Pave style goes all the way around, and that's called a full Pave, will likely loosen the stones and weaken an already delicate ring. So they will have to reinforce and redesign the ring to resize it. So if resizing is an issue, make sure the Pave is not a full Pave. Snagging on clothes and fabrics is also an issue because the prongs that hold the diamonds into place will catch on strands of fabric from time to time. Another issue is that the fingers and the skin adjacent or next to the ring can become irritated. And it's what I like to call adjacent finger irritation. What happens is over time when you're using your hands, the ring will just lightly rub up against those diamonds and it will become irritated and can callus the skin next to it. For most people, the skin will eventually become used to it though. So even if it's irritating at first, it might be something they get used to over time. Okay, another downside is cleaning the Pave style rings can be very tedious. In fact, a lot of the time the rings can get a lot of buildup in hard to see spots. And the problem with that is that over time, the diamonds might do less sparkling. I made a video on how to clean diamond rings. You may want to check that out if you're going to be getting a Pave style ring, but eventually you might also want to get a sonic cleaner because that will get in the hard to clean places it's just too hard to clean in a Pave style ring. I will link to one of those ultrasonic cleaners below. Right now I think they're around 30 to 40 bucks. But learning how to brush and use the ultrasonic scaler to get the ring really sparkly will be beneficial if you want to keep the diamond looking very sparkly throughout its lifetime. Make sure you watch my videos on how to save on diamonds and rings. Click on the links below this YouTube video if you want to buy quality diamond rings and save tons of money. Subscribe and watch one of these other videos in one of these playlists now.